I don't know if you guys know Jesse Waters, but he's a right-wing Fox News host. He kind of took over for Tucker Carlson. Total scumbag, this guy. Absolutely awful in every way. Just listen to this, get an idea of what kind of a person he is. It's from August 31st, 2023.
Respect a lot what you said about the dinner table and your personal situation. My children are in Catholic school. They tell me stories about their friends in other schools where it's like a gender laboratory, and teachers are coming out to their students.
It's a gender laboratory in these schools, okay?
And there's pride parades and stickers and symposiums.
And you're good because your kids are talking to you.
Yes, and it's all about open communication. Tell us about your special. It's on Fox News.
Oh my God, dude. Wow, I forgot to put in a break here. Well, the point is that Jesse Waters is like kind of a scumbag, and he's like obsessed with denigrating other people and hurting them just because he likes doing it. Well, he released this propagandistic screed of nonsense on Biden not too long ago that I wanted to listen to. One more clip to establish who this guy is, though. He interviewed Roseanne, and it just got weird.
Your special, it's on Fox Nation now, Roseanne.
Well, Fox Nation came to me with a contract saying, we'd love you to do an hour of comedy, and I was shocked. I was so happy.
She's a QAnoner, by the way. Full-blown, all in for Q. Thinks that there are literal vampires that are eating babies and stuff. Wild.
But they said no racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, or transphobia. I go, there goes my whole F and F. And
wow, just lay it out for us then. Okay, so you're saying you're racist, homophobic, sexist, transphobic, and all that other stuff. Great.
They said, and you can't say the F word neither. But then my lawyers were able to go back a few times and wrangle the right for me to say the F word 3 times. And
okay, hey, take the wins where you get them.
So I was able to do that, and it's the most offensive I've ever been in my life after getting canceled.
Why is she smiling about this? She gets canceled. You hearing this? You know why Roseanne was canceled, quote unquote? Because she said that Valerie Jarrett was an ape. Valerie Jarrett worked for Obama in the White House, and she's a black woman. She said that she looks like an ape. That has some racial overtones that I don't even know, how to describe. That is one of the most racist things that she could have possibly said, short of saying the N-word. So, anyway, she tweeted that out. She thought Valerie Jarrett was an ape. And the next day she said, I'm sorry, I was Ambien tweeting. And Ambien officially said, racism is not a side effect of Ambien. Oh, my God. So yeah, tell us more about how you were canceled, Roseanne. Go on.
Ever been in my life. After getting canceled, me and all my friends who got canceled in the cancel culture, which really sucks.
She is an odd person, really odd. Cancel culture did not get you canceled, Roseanne. You got you canceled by calling a black person an ape. Are you shitting me right now?
We said, hey, if we ever get the chance, we made a deal. If we ever get a chance to come back, we're going to be even worse than we ever were. And I am more offensive than I've ever been.
And for some reason, she's proud of that.
Because that's what it's going to take in this country to bring them down.
Yeah, be a shithead. That'll make the country a lot better. Just be a terrible shithead to everybody. Great idea. She knows what she's doing.
Bring down the most offensive people who are doing everything wrong.
Oh, she's offended now.
You got to laugh them to scorn, and that's what I try to do in my stand-up special, and thank you for having me on.
Well, you're welcome, and I feel like the Eagles were canceled, but they'll be back.
Okay, I don't know what that meant. Anyway, that's Jesse Waters. Now well, Roseanne wasn't even smiling. She's just deadpan staring at him after that last one. Anyway, yeah, that's Jesse Waters. I want to lead up to what we're about to listen to now. This is him laying down just propagandistic line after propagandistic line. Just listen to this. This is from December 5th, 2024.
If he didn't like a law, he'd break it.
Talking about Biden.
He's been smacked down by the courts more than anyone.
Really? Okay. I mean, he's just lying here, obviously. I'm sorry, I have to stop every few seconds, but we'll listen to it in its full context in a second. This is the guy that supports Donald Trump, and he's saying that Biden broke laws all the time? No, he didn't. I don't know what he's talking about.
Smacked down by the courts more than anyone. His family doesn't pay taxes.
Yes, they do. That's just a flat out lie.
But you do. And he takes your tax money and spends it on migrants.
No, he doesn't. It's just lie after lie after lie with this dude. And everything that he says has just a little bit of a grain of truth there, kind of, I suppose. Like Hunter Biden had a run-in with the IRS, but all of his taxes are all paid. They're all paid up. There's no, issue with it or whatever. Notice he didn't say Biden doesn't pay taxes, because there's never been a problem on that front. But anyway.
Money and spends it on migrants.
I'm not even sure what to say about that. Like, I don't even know what it means. People seem to think that, like, migrants are taking more money out of the system than they're putting in. And I believe that that's completely incorrect. And either way, even if it were correct, even if it were incorrect, even if immigrants are taking more money out of the system than they're putting in, that's why the system is there, to help the poorest among us, to help the tired, the poor, the weary, the huddled masses, and all that stuff on the Statue of Liberty. That's why the system's there.
And then calls you a bigot for saying that's not fair.
This is just delusion land. None of this is happening. He's getting people riled up over being called a bigot and pretending that they're just being called, like, racist for absolutely no reason. Oh my God, dude.
If he didn't like a law, he'd break it. He's been smacked down by the courts more than anyone. His family doesn't pay taxes, but you do. And he takes your tax money and spends it on migrants, and then calls you a bigot for saying that's not fair.
It's so wild to hear that in its full context. It's all nonsensical lies all the way down.
See what he's doing here? He's claiming the moral high ground when he's really trying to import voters.
That's not happening. The importing voters thing, again, complete nonsense. Jesse Waters claims that there's something called the Great Replacement conspiracy theory. I don't know that it was invented in Germany by Hitler, but it was most definitely popularized and used by Hitler to claim that Jews were flooding the system to overwhelm the voting so that honest, everyday Aryan Germans wouldn't be able, their vote would be diluted, basically, and the Jews would take over the government. And that's what Jesse Waters is claiming here. Great Replacement conspiracy. That's not how large groups of people work, like on a large scale. It just doesn't work that way. It takes like 7 years to become a citizen. And how many of those new citizens after like 7 years are even going to register to vote? Some, I suppose. What percentage of the ones that register to vote are going to vote Democrat? The split is surprising. A lot of immigrants from South and Central America actually vote Republican because they've had run-ins with like socialism, especially Cuba. They have a visceral reaction to the words socialism or communism. So they'll vote Republican every single time because they don't want to be in a situation where they could be anywhere near any kind of system that is even similar to what they were previously under. So anyway, I think you'd need something like 100 or 150 million immigrants to barely tip the scales one way or another. And there are only 300 million people in the country in the first place. So Great Replacement conspiracy is just a lie all the way down. It was in 1933 when Hitler was using it, and it is today too.
See what he's doing here? He's claiming the moral high ground when he's really trying to import voters. Biden says the laptop was fake and then pardoned his son for everything we found on it. Everyone's waking up to the fact that this whole presidency was a lie.
It's one lie after another with this guy. Hunter Biden's laptop. I don't know that anybody said Hunter Biden's laptop was fake. I think people said that there was probably a real laptop. Truthfully, I'm not even sure that there is a laptop, honestly. I'll go there. I don't think that there's a laptop. I don't know. I'm not convinced. In my personal opinion, I think it's possible, nay likely, that Hunter Biden was hacked. I mean, that's obvious. He most definitely was. and a bunch of his stuff was downloaded, a bunch of his pictures and videos and all kinds of other things, emails and stuff. And in my opinion, I think that those things were uploaded to a computer that looked like, it could have potentially been a personal computer. And whoever hacked this system dropped this computer off at a computer repairman that was conveniently blind, so he wouldn't be able to identify who actually dropped it off, and then just never came back for it. Said that, "Hi, I'm Hunter Biden. I have this laptop I want to turn in." It all sounds completely fake. And as a matter of fact, this is in the exact pattern of Russian propaganda. This is the exact type of thing you'd expect to see from Russian propaganda. It seems like Russian propaganda to me. All that being said, I don't know what was on the laptop that was bad. Like, what was on there? It's just like a bunch of pictures of, it was, what was it? It was like nudes of himself. He had nudes of himself. And Marjorie Taylor Greene brought him into Congress and officially put them in the congressional record. Some dude's nudes? Are you kidding me? How much more vile can somebody be than that? So the whole laptop thing was like all lie all the way down. This guy lays down like at least one lie every sentence that he says. It's wild.
See what he's doing here? He's claiming the moral high ground when he's really trying to import voters. Biden says the laptop was fake and then pardoned his son for everything we found on it.
Well, he didn't. There was nothing on his laptop to be pardoned for. He pardoned him to protect him from political retaliation. Jesus Christ.
For everything we found on it. Everyone's waking up to the fact that this whole presidency was a lie.
You were intending to do this all along.
Okay, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this? Stephen A. Smith. I mean, he's pretending that this guy is a Democrat. Is he? Stephen A. Smith. He's an ESPN reporter? I have no clue who he is. He's got a very distinctive face, though, that's for sure. All right, go on.
Intending to do this all along, which again is no problem. But it doesn't make you any less full of it. You do understand that the Democrats are no longer in a position to say anything, right?
Say anything about what? Hunter Biden was pardoned because of political motivation, a political demonization against him. Donald Trump pardoned a ton of people, like Steve Bannon, Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn was a double agent working for another country against the United States, okay? He shouldn't have been pardoned. Why did you pardon him? Trump pardoned a bunch of people that should be in prison, like Roger Stone, too. Literally worked with Russia. Guccifer 2.0 was the hacker from Russia to obtain hacked materials to release to the public to hurt his political opponent, to sway the election. Got hacked materials from Russia to sway the election. So I don't know what you're talking about. Can't say anything. I don't know what that means. I'm going to complain when Trump pardons literal criminals like that, like people who are working against the United States. Absolutely.
You do understand that the Democrats are no longer in a position to say anything, right? You can talk till the cows come home. You whistling into the wind. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say right now. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your party.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. He's very charismatic, though.
Because when you pardon your son, going back on your word, telling the American people there was no way that you were going to pardon him when everybody and their grandmama knew you were lying, but didn't hold.
I didn't think he was lying. I'll tell you what happened. I think that he pardoned Hunter Biden because he realized that democracy is f***ed. I think Biden realized that it's over and that the next step is authoritarianism, and we need to prep for that. Part of the prepping involves protecting Trump's political enemies from politically motivated prosecution. And that's totally fair, in my opinion. I think that's fair. That is really, really disturbing, though. That's what disturbed me about the pardon. I don't think Hunter did anything to deserve this degree of insanity. Not anywhere near it. I'm just concerned by the fact that it seems like Biden doesn't believe that we're going to make it through the other side, maybe.
When everybody and their grandmama knew you were lying, but didn't hold you accountable for it, and now you've confirmed what people believed, that you were probably going to be lying about that very thing that you said you wouldn't do for your son.
Like, okay, I don't know what any of that meant. Like, he's just going off about something. Is he really upset about this stupid? Again, Michael Flynn was literally working for a foreign government. I don't remember hearing him say a word about Michael Flynn. In fact, God, Jesse Waters and Fox News have worked with Michael Flynn. They're like friends with the guy.
Are any Democrats willing to raise their hands and say, I'm a proud Biden Democrat?
I'm a Biden Democrat, yeah. I'm a fan of left-leaning principles, and Biden isn't exactly where I want him to be, as I'm sure that Trump isn't where Jesse Waters wants him to be on some things. But I appreciate the things that Biden has accomplished. So in that sense, you could call me a Biden Democrat, sure.
Does anybody want to be associated with Joe Biden at this point?
Sure, yeah, whatever.
If you are, it's an open invitation to come on this show. Come on the show and tell me you're a Biden Democrat.
And of course, when nobody shows up because he wouldn't let them on, he's going to say, look, no one's a Biden Democrat. Right here. Give me a call anytime. Email. Email is in my About section on my YouTube channel. Hit me up.
Why you're proud. Give me one example. I don't even think Biden's getting a library. No donor is going to give this 82-year-old failed president money for a library.
Oh, yeah. I think most presidents get libraries donated to them, right? Or something.
What are they going to get out of it?
I mean, they'll get having a library donated in their name. Why would anybody donate anything? What do they get out of that?
Library? What are they going to get out of it? Biden's going to have to store all his papers in his garage next to his Corvette.
Again, this is all lies. Again, it's all propagandistic lies. It's a shout out to when Joe Biden found a classified document in his garage and turned it over to the Secret Service immediately when he found it. It was from his time when he was a senator, I think, or something. As opposed to Donald Trump, who kept boxes, left the White House with them, refused to give them back until his house was raided.
Hunter can stand in the driveway and collect entrance fees.
I don't know what that means.
Vox says for Democrats, the Hunter Biden pardon is a problem and an opportunity. It's now their chance to break from the big guy. It's already happening.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Democrats in disarray? No, they're not.
Joe just lost Chuck Todd.
Oh, yeah. Apparently Chuck Todd's a total scumbag now. I'm sorry. I'm stopping every few seconds. Let me just step back and we'll listen to the whole thing in its full context. And then, and then we'll break it down again.
Failed president money for a library? What are they going to get out of it? Biden's going to have to store all his papers in his garage next to his Corvette. Hunter can stand in the driveway and collect entrance fees. Vox says for Democrats, the Hunter Biden pardon is a problem and an opportunity. It's now their chance to break from the big guy. It's already happening. Joe just lost Chuck Todd.
You read the Hallie Biden transcript.
I didn't know this. Apparently Chuck Todd lost his show. He used to be on CNN or something, I think, or MSNBC. I don't know. And apparently he's just like gone off the deep end now. That's really sad to see.
And that's Bo's widow.
Yes.
Bo's widow. Okay.
And essentially he turned her into a crack addict.
Okay. This is just scumbag right here. People make their own decisions. You can't. All right. Oh my God. There's so much to dissect here. I'm not even going to bother, but this framing is so ridiculous and messed up.
And this was all happening in 2017, 2018. And Joe Biden were so concerned about their family that they decided to run for president.
Really? You don't think that they'd have a better chance of just like requesting a pardon or something? What were they concerned about with their family? What are you talking about? What was happening to their family in that moment that made them like be concerned about it, that they'd need a pardon? What does that even mean?
Yep.
So when you talk about the word selfish, it's almost like the word doesn't, their decision to run for president put the entire Democratic Party and the United States of America.
He is so full of. Is he really sitting here saying Biden only ever ran for president with a single goal in mind, and that he knew that he was going to be a bad president, but he said, I'm going to do it anyway because I want to save myself? What evidence does he have of any of this? Is there literally any evidence of this? Anything? This is nuts.
In the position that it's in now.
Really, Chuck? Really? Chuck Todd's disgusted now when he doesn't have a show anymore? Everyone knew this 4 years ago because it was in the laptop he was saying was Russian.
Well, yeah, it's very clearly Russian propaganda. Well, either way, even if the laptop were real, it's most definitely being pushed by Russia as Russian propaganda.
Lying about pardoning Hunter was the last straw for Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd didn't say diddly when Biden made the American people broke.
Wait, when did Biden do that? What are you talking about?
He only had enough when Biden made a liar out of him. So where does the Democratic Party go now? Clinton's been Me Too'd.
Clinton has been Me Too'd.
Barack's in hiding.
He is?
Biden's Jimmy Carter.
What is he talking about?
So what's next? Well, there's a struggle for the soul of the Democratic Party, and no one knows what to do. Writer.
This is just bullshit. This is complete bullshit all the way down. This is wild. He can say anything, and people will believe him. And it's lie after lie after lie. I'm so immersed in politics, it's crazy. I know this like the back of my hand because I watch this day in and day out. It's my job to watch this stuff. And I don't know that I could even count the lies. How many he just told. That is insane.
Francis Buckley is asking how Democrats can pull the plug from the corrupt ruling class and reconnect with real Americans.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. This is just insane to me. This is just nuts. Just the sheer amount of propaganda that can be dropped in how long was this clip? This is roughly a 4-minute clip or so, 3 minutes. The amount of propaganda dropped in like 3 minutes is wild. Just tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's just crazy.